Chapter 3. We had had an argument in May of 2006 that I don't think I ever fully recovered from. Dusty told me she was going to a work event that was held at night where there were drinks and entertainment, and she was intentionally vague about some of the details. This will turn out to be an important night, as you will later learn. It involves a boat. The argument was about her not returning home at a time that lined up with what she went to and what she told me. We were texting back and forth early, and everything was normal. I also had her kids. It got later and later, and night turned into morning, and it wasn't until around 7 a.m. that she came home. I was livid. I don't remember the exact reason she was giving for staying out all night, but I do remember it was the least believable one she could think up. It's one thing for cheaters to cheat, but it's aggravated when they don't even put effort into lying about it. All I had to go on was suspicion, as everything else seemed normal then. Almost everything. That was the second red flag. The first red flag I have intentionally left out until now. I don't know how to weigh the first red flag, to be honest. This warning sign might be an indictment on me, not Dusty. Dusty and I went to my parents' house one weekend in October 2005. We went to my brother's house one night to see him and his wife, and to see their house as it was still under construction. There were a few other couples there. After about an hour, all the women decided to go to a bar for an hour or so. When they returned, Dusty and another one of the girls stayed outside in the car longer than the others. After about 5 minutes, that other girl's husband went outside to check on them, and they all came in giggling shortly after. But something was strange when my sister-in-law walked in a few minutes earlier. She was put off with something, and it showed. Dusty and the other girl were giggling and holding each other as they stumbled in and went straight to the bathroom. They were probably not sloshy drunk, but definitely tipsy. And although I didn't know it yet, Dusty is a dangerous drunk, but not like you think. I've had 2 close alcoholic friends who were serious alcoholics. They could be full-blown drunk and you'd never know it. That was Dusty. So her tipsy might have been an act. The delayed return inside the house was a little suspicious, but both of them going to the restroom with no toilet and no door handle, which meant you could see inside, was obvious. The reason I'm doing a flashback on this anecdote is because, by itself, it's no big deal. Drunk 20-year-old women flirting with each other is not a moral sin. Pissing off my sister-in-law is. I waited until we left to ask her if she knew why my sister was mad, but before I could get to that, Dusty told me that if I ever wanted to have a threesome, my friend's wife was probably up for it. Have I said I'm slow on the uptick yet? If not, I am. At that moment, I'm more concerned with asking why my sister is mad, so I think I only acknowledged what she said and passed it off as, I bet she would, not I know she would. I then asked about my sister, and Dusty denied knowing anything about it. But I knew that wasn't true. My sister had even said something cryptic to me after they got back. I even asked Dusty specifically if she was kissing the other woman in front of my sister, or at all. She denied it. I did keep asking that night and the next day using different questions, and at some point Dusty got mad about it and started blaming me for not believing her. My friend sent me a text 2 days later that said he had a video of the few minutes Dusty and his wife were in the car before they came back inside. I texted back, "Send it." He did. I opened the message and watched the video. Dusty was kissing the girl. They were holding each other's faces close, too. They were also leaning into each other passionately. Dusty was tightly holding her face with both of her hands, and she had her arms in close, and her hands were on Dusty's cheeks, both pulling each other as closely as possible while open-mouth kissing, just like she did with me 2 months later in December at my apartment when she promised not to be the girlfriend from fucking hell. This is only a problem in that Dusty lied about it, not that it happened. If Dusty and the other girl had disrobed and started having sex, that's another issue. I'm only concerned with Dusty's lack of truthfulness. Incontrovertible evidence is defined in Merriam-Webster as not open to question, indisputable, incontrovertible facts. Video may be the best example of incontrovertible evidence. There are very few exceptions to this. Dusty was caught red-handed on video kissing another girl after vehemently lying about it. And not just lying, she had turned it around on me and tried to make me feel guilty for accusing her of something she said she didn't do. I had specifically asked if she had done anything like that before this video materialized. She said absolutely not even close. She held firm, and even though it was obvious to everyone that night that something had happened, without the video, it's still speculation on my part. I'm sure I even apologized for not believing her before seeing the video, and when I confronted her about it, she still denied it. I was shocked. I remember thinking to myself, how in the fuck does someone bald-faced lie like that? How does someone tell you they found a girl to have a threesome with, and not recognize the pure insanity of 2 days later seeing themselves doing a thing on a video and look you straight in the eye and deny doing the thing they're doing on the goddamned screen in front of them? This is evidence of sociopathy, but it still escaped me at that point. I also want to say that I've never engaged in sex with more than one person, and because I'm straight, always a woman, and I've never had a one-night stand. Even the idea of that is gross. Sex with a woman is sacred to me, not in the same way one might describe the value of being a virgin, but in an ultimate act of intimacy and trust way. But remember, I'm also a liberal, so I don't judge legal vices. I still have that video of the girl either sexually assaulting Dusty while she was unconscious or consensually and passionately mugging with another woman. It's beyond belief. The video alone doesn't shock the conscience, but Dusty lying about it does. Asking myself how someone could lie like that was the wrong question, though. How the fuck does someone believe they can trust someone who continues to perpetrate a lie after having been fucking caught on video after the goddamned fact? Is what I should have been asking. Allow me to explain. I'm an idiot. Red flag number 2 to bring you out of this hellish rabbit hole was the May 2006 night she went out and didn't return until 7 a.m., and her story didn't make sense then either. She continued to deny everything. There was no photographic evidence. Yet, we made it past this red flag and settled back into what appeared to be a normal relationship from the outside looking in.